Okay, so the topic I wanted to do along with, or rather, we can do meditation, is to understand Samatha, Vipassana, and Anupassana. We've spoken for a long number of time, and then looking at Dukkha, I thought that it will be better that we understand and we practice it. So, first step is Samatha. So, we can take breath, and whether we follow the Goenka style or any other style, whatever suits us we can use it. And what we can do is we can calm the breath, or calm the mind through the breath. Okay, so how much time? Till the time the mind is not stabilized. Now, what is mind? Mind is that which would like to know. And what does it know? It knows pleasant feeling, it knows unpleasant feeling, it knows neutral feeling. And how does it come to know? Comes to know through phassa, contact. Contact with what? With what? Contact with the six or five senses, and it will create its own environment, which is the sixth sense. So, briefly speaking, it becomes dhamma, or a thought. So, when we say a thought arises, it means that it is a combination of five senses plus whatever being manufactured by the mind is the sixth sense. So, if we were to understand the mind, we need to understand the breath. So, why breath? Is because it is connected to the mind and to the body also. So, in the Chula Shunita Sutta, Dhammadina explains to Saka that it is Kaya Patibaddha, that is connected or held by the body. So, Asapassa, Kaya Patibaddha. In that case, what I can do is I can observe the breath appearing in the body. So, that's the whole purpose. So, I can sit in this for as long as one wish till the mind gets settled. Again, what is mind? Mind is that which knows. What does it know? It knows pleasant, unpleasant, and neutral. In the Mahavedala Sutta, there is a beautiful explanation of all the three: viññanā, saññā, and all of that. Okay? So it knows. So when we are talking mind, this mind, that mind, and all that, what we are talking is more on feeling, is appearing in the mind. So by doing the breath meditation, we are not trying, mind is focused. So when it is focused, it creates an attention towards that, whatever it is. So there's a feeling of the breath touching the nostril. There's a feeling because of the phassa contact. So if you don't want to go behind feeling, you have to be watching the contact. That is Buddha Dhamma. When I get into the feeling, I'm already lost in the feeling. Either I am feeling a pleasurable, or I am having a painful feeling, or I might have a neutral feeling. So samatha brings in equanimity of the mind, for which I need to find the contact point. So now I sit, eyes wide open or eyes closed, breathing in. I know I am breathing. Now what it means? So satova asasati. Sati means awareness, remembrance, recollection, referential, whatever we can use to define the language. But what is that I'm trying to do is to find where the breath is touching. So assa passa is happening. It's not my asa or somebody's asa phassa, or somebody's in breath and my in breath and something like that. First is whatever is happening here. So now the question comes, how much time? That is movement of the mind. The moment time comes, the mind has moved. The objective should be not to set any time frame. You shouldn't. Just for practice, you can set a time, but in you start looking at the time, then there is an anxiety that it should have already, the time should have gone now. Oh, I think my stopwatch is not working, or I didn't hear, or this or that. So the moment that happens, the vikepa, distractedness, has already happened. So the objective here is to sit as much as you can, watching the breath. Sit means in any posture, or stand means just stand and watch the breath. Walk means you can walk and watch your breath. No, I'm not able to do that. Okay, then watch the walking, don't watch the breath. But there is a phassa, irrespective whether you are watching the breath or watching the leg touching the ground, is phassa. Whether you are watching the breath or you are watching sitting, wherever you are sitting, there is a phassa. So there is a contact. So the objective here, irrespective of the four postures, we are looking at the contact. That's it. Now the question comes, what should I do watching the contact? That's again distractedness of the mind. Got it? So then the question comes, how long I should be watching like this? Continuous. Because sitting is continuous. Standing is continuous. Like I'm scratching my mustache, or I'm scratching here. The phassa. Anywhere there's a phassa. Being aware of the contact brings in samatha. That is the first step of awareness, sati. Just contact. This everything is contact. So what Buddha says, phassa pusso. Without that, nothing exists. So in the Brahmajala Sutta also he says that without phassa, nothing can happen. And in the Maha Nidana Sutta, DN 15, he asked Ananda, the namakaya and the rupakaya were not to be in phassa. Is that a possibility? That anything can happen in the namakaya independent of the rupakaya, or anything can happen in the rupakaya independent of the namakaya? No. So the nidana, origin of mind and matter, is phassa. Clear? So what I should do in meditation? Just the contact. That is meditation. Just the contact. Then you're watching the breath, contact in the breath. Touching like this, contact. Scratching, contact. Scratching the head, contact. Sitting, contact. The dress being worn, contact. Walking, contact. So there's nothing in this world which can skip a contact. Phassa. Phassa pachaya vedana. Only then the feeling arises. You are going to the root of it. Is phassa. So you're sitting on the sofa, and Sachin is sitting on the chair, and I'm sitting on the chair, and Jordan, I don't know where is he sitting, but wherever we are sitting, there's a contact. But mind will say that that is sofa, this is chair, and this is something. That is condition. So now, phassa pachaya vedana. So now you have a pleasurable sensation. You are on a sofa because it's soft. If I'm sitting on the floor, hard, but still puzzled. So when I say I'm meditating, what should I answer? I'm watching the contact point. That's it. This contact point, identification or knowing, better than identification, the word is knowing. This knowing is what Buddho is. Buddho Bhagava iti. Buddho is to know. What? Contact. First know the contact. Then everything arises with the contact. If there is no contact, no thing can happen. Okay. Now this is what Samatha is. Sama atho. Sama is equal. Atho is a state. Samatha is a state where it makes you understand what it is. So to understand or to know the touch, you will have hindrance. You might not get it. I mean, you will forget it. Basically, the sati would not be there. To get the sati, you require sila. The moment the sila is established, the sati comes. And when the sati comes, it will remove the hindrances. As Kamachanda, Vyapada, Thinamida, Udacha, Kukucha, Visikicha, 5 hindrances will not be there. The first hindrance which will come is, I don't think so. Buddha taught contact. He might have taught it is only for Arhat. I'm not an Arhat. I'm this, I'm that. And so all of this will come. Basically, if I am a follower of Buddha Dhamma, objective is to understand the nature of things, arising and passing away. And arising and passing away can only happen when you know the touch point. From that, something is arising. From that point, something is passing away. If I don't even know the no, Jordan, what we are talking is that what is Samatha, what is Vipassana, and what is Anupassana. It will ultimately lead into foundation of mindfulness. Ultimately, it will lead into that. So, first thing I need to do is to watch the breath touching the nostril. No force. You can really see it is touching. You don't have to do anything. So when the breath enters, it enters through the nostril. Let's say I'm very gross. Starting point, nostril. Middle point, the chest. Bottom, where it inflates, is the tummy portion or the navel portion. And let me keep it very simple. Nose, chest, navel. An out breath, it goes back. Navel region will go back. Chest will just expanded. It will contract now. And from the nose, the breath will come. Can you find these 3 touch points? Touch point. Don't follow the breath. Touch point. You can feel nose touching. You can feel the air touching in your chest. You can also feel air touching in the navel. So that long is your breath. So with the eyes open also, I can do the same thing. Just observe. When I do something like this, it's such a calming effect. So if any thoughts are coming, either I put it on the nose or on the chest or on the abdomen area. So then the thoughts become distant, the awareness of the breath remains, and after some time, those thoughts will perish. Yes, Sachin.
So my practice is to watch both of them parallelly because when I observe thought, I forget breath. And when I come to breath, there is a potentiality of thought coming. So when I attend thought, I always attend it by not losing the breath.
That also you can do. When you get hang of it, you can watch all the five senses with the breath. But to begin with, let's say there's a beginner, and it is like catching five animals at once, which he can't do. So better to catch one animal and at least hold it. So breath is a better animal to hold it and just keep on watching it. Okay, so what did we learn? We learned that there is a contact. Everything starts with a contact. Clear? So avidya pachay sankhara, sankhara pachay viññanā, viññanā pachay nama-rupa, nama-rupa pachay salaytana. This is four things. For salaytana, there should be phassa. So if I want to withdraw the senses, I have to withdraw the phassa. Otherwise, the vedana will create its own distractions. So when I say indriya samvara, animitta on one side and na nana vyanjana, that is describing it. If I don't want both, then it is a contact point which I need to know so that I don't do the proliferation. Chakuncha paticcha rupecha upajjati chakku viññanam, no problem there. And the eye and the sight comes into existence, you get the eye consciousness. Inna sangati phasso, that is the problem. These three, sangati means when they come together, eye, sight, and consciousness. Consciousness is like a bridge between the eye and the sight. And craving is a seamstress which will bind both of them. So I want to possess the sight. Basically, that's what is happening, which cannot be possessed. That possession orientation is due to phassa, contact. And that creates vedana, feeling. So how many different type of feeling can I generate? Basically, you can create 18 kinds of feelings. These are mental proliferated feelings. Correct. So to understand these 18 mental feelings, you need to understand the base one, which is phassa. The samatha practice is about knowing the phassa. Okay. Now, assuming that I've done it very well, it's a very calm effect. Mind doesn't want to get out of it. But now it has found another means of enjoyment. Now you have to stay with that and look at the passing away. It passes away. You can see the dukkha in that. Meaning, I sit like this. Now, my focus, attention, awareness, manasikara, and sati is such that I'm able to sit for hours. But what I'm missing is I'm missing anicca nature in that, dukkha nature in that, anatta nature in that. So I'm stuck with samatha. This is what is called as anariya. Why? Because now I'm attached to that this feel. What is bliss feeling here? You feel such a calming effect as everything stops. Feel wow, I've achieved it. But where is the investigation? Vipassana. So once I am calm, composed, all the senses are, the breath is subtle. That means now the senses will not go anywhere. Time for Vipassana. Investigation. Don't investigate the bliss, you will lose it. You have to investigate who am I. Now you have to bring it into 6 parts. The first part is Patavi. The second part is Apo. The third part is Tejo. The fourth part is Vayu. The fifth part is Akasa. The sixth part is Viññanā. This leads to removal of Ajjatta and Bahidda. You will come to know that Patavi is Patavi and hence nobody is Patavi. Like, if I take an example, when I'm taking in breath, the breath is not mine. It is there in the nature, goes inside the nose, goes to the nose, then to the chest, then to the abdomen. Then it comes out with carbon dioxide. Neither I am supplying oxygen nor I am supplying carbon dioxide. It's the nature of breath. So I see it as Vayu, meaning I understand what is Vayu. Asapasa is Vayu. So Vipassana, I can take these 5 plus 1 viññanā, or I can take Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, and Viññanā. Both are objects of Vipassana. Now, if my Samatha practice is very good, Vipassana can be a whole day exercise, looking at everything around. I can only see Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, Akasa. Those objects which are stationary don't have viññanā. Those objects which are moving has viññanā. When I contemplate like this, when I investigate like this, it takes automatically the next step where I don't have to do anything is Anupassana, contemplation. It gets you the detailed view of everything, which will immediately cut the moha, delusion, that I have a wife, or a husband, or a son, or a daughter, or a friend, or a house, or a street, or a car, or whatever. The nama, the nominal form in the formal name, is seen. The car is a formal name. Let's say Mercedes Benz C Class 200. What is written there is a formal name. The nominal form, that car, Mercedes C200, is only name. But the actual form is Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Akasa. Now I do the Anupassana of myself, whatever I call self. Having done the Vipassana, it automatically puts the name, Vilas, the form. The form is only nominal, only in the name. What I am still finding is hardness, softness, roughness, smoothness, heaviness, lightness. I don't find anything anywhere. Warm and cold. And movement. And binding, that is cohesion and flowing. And enclosed within a space. So when it matures like this, the name portion, nama, will display itself as 5. Very first time, I will see just the phassa, contact, feeling, perception, intention, and manasikar. So wherever the mind goes, it creates a concept. So manasikaras, based upon these 4 input, is to create a concept. And naming is a conceptualization for a particular form, just to identify that form, symbolization. So if I am doing it very correctly, animitta happens. That is, vilas is erased out. Erased out means faded out. In its place, the 6 dhatus are seen, as in Dhatu Vibhanga Sutta. It is a relief. The nibbidda has happened. Disillusionment. If vilas is not there, all the attachments which are there is for vilas. Meaning, family is with vilas, house is vilas, country is vilas, state, province, etc. is vilas, job is vilas, like that. That is gone. Gone in the sense faded away. And that much of fading away is virag. No raga, no coloring. And to that extent, nirodha has happened. To that extent, peace has come. I don't have to do something to get peace. It was always a peaceful thing. Because of this nominal form and formal name, it was in pieces. Now that I've dropped it, peace has come. Upasamaya. And seeing this way is abhinya. Abhi plus anya. Anya is different. Abhi is higher. Seeing it in a different way, or from a higher altitude, you can see what is there. Now I see the 4 noble truths. Sambodhaya. And hence Nibbana. So whatever was conditioned is now thoroughly unconditioned. If I do like this, Samathā, Vipassana Anupassana. Again it fades away, Samathā, Vipassana Anupassana. Again it fades away, Samathā, Vipassana Anupassana. for the whole day, I am always in the Dhamma. Yam kinchi samudaya dhammam sabbam tam nirodha dhammam iti. Whatever rises will pass away. So Vilas has arisen. No matter how much it is fed, it will pass away. So now I've seen the nature. And knowing the nature is Buddha, one who knows the reality. So again, as a conclusion, Samatha practice is about putting the mind in a calm state. And nothing is better than watching breath, because breath is connected to all the 5 ayatanas, sense fields. The moment you start watching the touch point in the sense fields, especially at the nose, chest, abdomen, then slowly only to the nose, then it becomes so light. Passam bhayam kaya sankharam passasi sameti sikkati. Passam bhayam kaya sankharam passasi sameti sikkati. Kaya sankhara is in breath, out breath. Passam bhayam, calm. Sikkati, he learns. How? By watching the touch. Now he is ready for Vipassana. Ajjatta bahidda. Iti ajjattam va kaye kayanupassi viharati bahidda va kaye kayanupassi viharati ajjatta bahidda va kaye kayanupassi viharati samudaya dhammanupassi va kayasmin viharati vaya dhammanupassi va kayasmin viharati. So now you have understood all of them through Vipassana and Anupassana. Vaya Dhamma, Khaya Dhamma is seen in Anupassana. So we did Samatha, Vipassana, Anupassana in Kaya Anupassana. Kaya Anupassi Viharati. Atapi Sampajano Satima Vineya Loke Abhijja Domanas. Now when I am doing this, the Vedana comes, because Phassa Pache Vedana. Now the feeling is also seen. Sukha, Dukkha, Adukha, Sukha Vedana. And the Chitta is also seen. While I am watching the breath and doing the investigation, I can see the Chitta, Raga, Dosa, Moha. Then Vita Raga, Vita Dosa, Vita Moha. Then Sankittan, Vikittan, Vimukti, Avimukta, all of them is seen. All the chittas, all the things which are appearing, the chitta is seen. And the Dhamma. So I am doing Sati Pathan through the Samatha, Vipassana, Anupassana. So if I create a Dhatu Vibhanga is one. If I create the Indriya Vibhanga is another one. Or if I do the Salaytana Vibhanga is another one. So whichever is my disease, meaning I am attached to the body, let's say, then I need to do something about it. What is something? That means I need to first get rid of Sakkaya Ditti, because I am attached to the body. Because I am yet to see the Kaya has its own consciousness. So first I have to break that. When I break it, it becomes it becomes a sotapanna. Why? Because I'm able to break that viraj nature of the body. That I am within the body, I am outside the body, I am here, I am there, something like that. That goes away. And when it goes away, I am a sotapanna. How did it go away? I started seeing the reality. Reality of what? Reality of through the breath. I am watching that it is the phassa which creates the Vedana, not other than. To a little extent, I have understood. Okay, got it. Now I get it. Very good. That gives rise to understanding of the five aggregates. Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Viññanā. And that is a starting point for my Vipassana. So this I can be doing it all the time. Yes, Saryu.
I have a question. If you're in very, like, say, perfect samatha, right? In that, you're always watching the phassa, let's say the breath. In that, where does the Vedana come? There's no other Vedana that has the space to enter, right? Because you're only staying with this phassa.
No, if you are even in the subtlest of the breath, there is a feeling, subtle feeling. There's a pleasurable feeling. You're feeling pleasure.
Oh, I thought you said the breath is a neutral feeling usually.
Yes, but isn't your body feeling very light?
Okay. So you watch that.
Even if he's saying it is a breath, when you perceive means feeling. Because perception and Vedana are not apart.
It's the other side of the coin. That's it. The moment you feel, you perceive.
That's why in English we say, I feel like that, I feel like that.
And even in the Mahavedala Sutta, question between viññanā and the perception, the feeling. Yes.
So I guess the point is that you cannot only stay with the breath. When it's very perfectly calmed down, you have to start looking at.
No, it's not like that. It's like this. Once you have established in Samathā, you will come to know that you have established in Samathā. You will yourself come to know. Then, instead of getting attached to the blissful feeling, you have to start investigation. Most of the time, we get caught up in that. We just become addicted to that feeling. And I want it. See, yesterday,
Or as said by that muse or whatever, we attend to the breath instead of attending to the blissful feeling. But here you can jump to attend something else. Vipassana.
Okay, so in a sense, you have to move away your.
you
focal
don't have to
point.
move anywhere. So let me tell you, mind doesn't move. It gets cluttered with something. Please understand this. When we say I'm moving, you are not moving anything. Mind is like a sky. A cloud will appear in the sky, seemingly that the sky is moving. If you watch the cloud, what do you see? You see the sky is also moving along with it. But sky is there wherever it is. Consider it that way. It is just a figurative speech what we say that my mind has moved from breath to something else. Actually, no. What has happened here is that attention is taken over by some other object now. Yes, but
Yeah, this what you said, even though I don't have experience, I can understand. But I'm asking, that's a practical point of view. Let's say I'm I know I've reached Samathā, right? So there has to be an intention to start Vipassana. So, right, so with that, what do you bring? Because if you stay with the breath and the blissful feeling, you're just stuck there. So
Now,
That's
theoretically,
why Jordan said rightly, it is an expansion, and I think so. It is an expansion of awareness. So one, you are not dropping this and adding that.
yeah. See
This
what?
is there as well as that.
Yeah. See,
You
there
are
is
adding.
correct. Let's take an example. I'm walking in the park, watching my leg going up, coming down, going up, coming down, going up, coming down. Few minutes, I get bored. That is not samatha, because I'm expecting something to be seeing along with my walking. So I'm not really enjoying the walk. Okay. Now, suddenly, I start getting it. Okay. Then the walking doesn't seem like walking to me any longer. It's fun. Watching everybody lifting leg and keeping, lifting leg, keeping, lift. It is creating me a samatha. Sama atho samatha. Where it is written, this definition is in Anapana Sati Katha. In the Pati Sambidha Magga, Pali. You go and search, define samatha. Sariputta explains what is samatha. Okay. Now, it is up to me. When you say me, it's again a figurative way of saying decision making now in the manasikara. Do you want a yoniso manasikara or a ayoniso manasikara? Is in the manasikara only. So after a while, you have to bring your attention. Again, a figurative of you bringing an attention, because that is how we have to speak in a language. But when you intention, chetana, it automatically moves out the samatha, bringing this reflective way of seeing. It's vipassana. You are not doing anything. You are not letting go of this and taking something. Yes.
The samatha stays there, I think. You are not skipping the samatha.
Yes, samatha will be there. Without samatha, you can't be in vipassana.
Instead of saying attending something else, we should say bringing some more thing into attendance.
Whatever. That's again a figurative way of saying, but if you got it, that's all. Samatha will be there in the background. Investigation will be there in the foreground. See, without calming the mind, you can't do investigation. It's like you want to investigate the animal, but you should stay still so that you can watch the animal. If you are also moving,
Yeah,
animals is moving, how can you now see anything?
exactly. So samatha is the foundation on which you do vipassana. If samatha is broken after vipassana also, you will fall down.
Exactly. So the objective here is to be on the passa, so that there is no falling into anywhere, into sukha vedana, dukkha vedana, asukha dukkha vedana. You will not fall. Otherwise, that nice feeling will be so enticing that mind wants it. It gets intoxicated. So it can't investigate. So after you have done, like this morning, I was walking, went for a long walk in the park, seeing the people. So we are turning, coming. What is samatha here? Watching everybody's walking movement is samatha. If I am seeing it as a girl, a old man, or an old woman, or a woman, or a young woman, this woman, it is not samatha. It is neither vipassana or it is anupassana. It is intellectualization of naming something. So it's of
Papan.
names. The first thing what I should do, when I go for a walk, am I aware of the walk? Awareness of walking only. So I shouldn't be seeing people. I should be seeing only the body movement. Got the point? If my mind is picking up on this is a nice girl, that is an ugly girl, this is a nice looking man, tall man, short man, black man, white man, some other is wearing a short, this guy is wearing a trouser, he is half dressed, he is full dressed, she is half dressed, she is full dressed, etc. etc. Or she is on a burqa, she is not on a burqa, she is a Muslim, he is a Christian, he is a Hindu or a Buddhist or this or that. Done. Caught up. Objective is to just see the walk. So first, I should have practiced my walk to see others walk. That brings in samatha. So I almost did for close to 45 minutes of going round and round and round and round. Then peace. Brought an intention to investigate. Patavi. Patavi here, sweating, apo. Everybody is sweating, apo. So slowly the personality starts to fade away. There's no personality. Right? When there's no personality, you don't feel anything. In fact, you don't feel anything at all. Trees also look like you. You also look like tree, a shrub, or whatever it is. The floor, everything looks like you only. There's nothing different. It gives you an expansive. Instantaneously, you have an expansive feeling. In that, it will automatically transform itself into an anupassana, contemplation. Contemplation will remove the ajjatta bahidda totally. And you get into nibbidda then and there, and then get viraga, then nirodha, upasamaya, abhinyaya, sambodhaya, nibbānaya. Yes, yes, sorry.
And this anupassana is not vitaka. It's not
No
vitaka.
vichara, no piti, sukha, ekaga. This is like you can go through this way, through jhanik and then going there, or you can do whatever activity you can be doing. Yes.
So at one point of time, these things got merged, formal practice and informal practice. So let's say I'm watching my breath. This is a formal practice. Let's call it formal samatha. I have achieved formal samatha. Now I open my eyes, maintain that level of samatha by seeing the passa in every experience, right? Then I have maintained that samatha, and so that I can do vipassana. Otherwise, my closed eye, I'm sitting doing meditation. I have less opportunity to do vipassana.
Correct.
I have only my breath to do vipassana. But if I maintain that samatha with my open eyes, and I can see that samatha is there by seeing contact in every experience. If I am at that level, that means I am a balanced. On that foundation of balance, while talking, while walking, while seeing,
Yes.
while watching, if I am at that level, if I am seeing contact, and only contact everywhere, that's the right time. I should do vipassana and immediately continue that as anupassana, seeing that only.
Yes. So to cite an example, when I'm seeing four of you, there are no four in the video, only two in the video. Other two don't have their cameras open. So no worries. Now let's take the situation. Begin with Samuchi Satcha, conventional reality. Is Eru existing? Yes. Is Sachin there? Yes. Is Jordan there? Yes. Is Shreyas there? Yes. Is Vilas also there? Yes. Is his room also there? Yes. Fine. No worries. How did I come to know about this? Us. The moment I get it, this namakaya, rupakaya will split out in an instant. How did I come to know that is Aryu?
And see, immediately I am going to lose my samatha after I get up from the sitting meditation. I have no capacity to maintain that samatha. So after some time, I will lose the samatha. I will be cross. I will be seeing Vilas, seeing Aryu and everyone. So again, to
You have to
come
bring
back.
it back. You have to bring it back. So now I will
Yeah.
tell you. I'll tell you step by step.
So first, bring back.
Yes,
Yeah.
bring back. So now, no matter how much I say that is not Aryu, this is not Sachin, this is not Jordan, this is not Shreyas, is not going to work because Vilas has already existed. So nothing else is going to happen. So what I should do? Don't have to fight. Accept. Oh, my samatha is broken. So what I should do? Again, come to breath. And the senses will again start to contract. They come together. They are dispersed now. Bringing it back.
And you will see that by observing the subtleness of your breath. If the breath is subtle, you are sufficient enough in some.
Yes. So what Goenkaji teaches for the first 4 days is to bring the subtleness of the breath. It's a very nice way of doing it. Very nice. You bring your awareness in this area of the nose only. This much portion. So sharp that you can cut anything now. It's very nice. That one approach of 4 days, Vipassana, is superb. Never found in any other tradition. It's a very good way to do it. 4 days, continuously watch the breath touching the nostril. Nothing, you don't have to do anything. Just observe the breath touching the nostril. Buddha way of doing it is watch the touch only. There's nothing wrong in watching the nostril breath going in and out.
But by whatever way you are doing, but you need to know that you are subtle or gross. You need to know that
Exactly.
samatha is there or not. If samatha is not there, your vipassana is intellectual.
Yes, Vipassana is not at all there. I'm just faking that I'm in Vipassana. It's not Vipassana. It will never happen. Yes, Hari.
Jordan said something. Glad.
Yeah, glad I tuned into this. Yeah, he's been awake, doing something.
Vipassana retreat in 15 days in beginning of September. Nice.
Good.
Enjoy.
Yeah. So
That is
yes,
metta vipassana.
Yeah, so I think I understand the concept. I mean, this has been brought before, but I think now slightly better, more understanding than before is that this samatha is like a calming this bowl of water, right? So initially, all my attention have to be put there to like, so it's calm. Now the bowl is calm. I start to see what's inside. The reflection now can be seen clearly as a vipassana. So in this state, the more I'm seeing things for what it really is, rather than what I used to perceive it to be.
exactly.
So it's a process to start removing the defilements because I'm start to see things right.
And while doing that, because you are a novice, you will lose samatha.
Yes.
So task is to balance samatha and vipassana. Because a new guy, when he says, okay, I am proper in samatha, he will start vipassana. The moment he starts vipassana, he loses samatha.
Yeah, in this example, you have to, as watching, you have to make sure the water is still still, right? You're watching it through the water only. And if it's not still, you should see it too.
Keep on monitoring the Samathā, or even while Vipassana.
Okay, I'll give you a very practical thing which I've started doing today. Just for trial's sake and also seeing how much attachment I have. Very simple thing. Tea. I gave up tea this morning. I'm not saying given for good, given for bad, given for ugly, it is very bad for health, good for health, and this one and that one. Let's see what happens if I were to give up drinking tea. Samatha will be broken. If Samatha is not established, Vipassana cannot happen. That means I cannot investigate what is tea. After few hours, tomorrow onwards we'll quit. 1 cup is not going to do any harm.
At what point Samatha broken? You said?
At this time, the Samatha is broken.
Okay.
Which time? When the mind will start pushing, saying, let's have tea. There's no Samatha. Now you can't do Vipassana because the mind is feeling somewhat disturbed. Some withdrawal symptoms are going to come. And then instead of forgetting tea, I will start researching on tea, why tea drinking is bad. Which is like fooling oneself. The more I see tea, the more I feel like drinking tea. It's like,
Yeah, I will not drink tea. It's saying I will drink tea.
Exactly.
The not is not heard by your subconscious.
No, it's not. It is the I want. So I will start seeing about bad things about tea. It is not good. You shouldn't. Whom am I convincing?
So is that to say the Asubha Bhavana is similar, right? Are you saying it has no effect whatsoever
No,
unless...
it has. So now you don't combine those two things. This is
Okay.
first is Samatha. For anything, even Asubha Bhavana, you need to have Samatha. If you don't have Samatha, you cannot do the Asubha Bhavana also. Your mind should be tranquil.
But if you keep on seeing this impression of ugliness, then even samatha is not good. It's still stinking somewhat.
No. It doesn't work. It seems like that, but it doesn't work. I might be doing a whole day research on why I should not be drinking tea, but in the subconscious, I'm drinking tea already. By reflecting so much on tea, I'm already drinking it in the mind, but only the physical touch is not there. I'm so desperate. Instead, wait. Instead, I should see the things as they are. So, Asubha Bhavana is seeing the things they are, not as they are presented. So,
Okay, so when you see the inside of the body, it's in as they are, even though the samatha is not perfect, still you're getting that impression.
little bit.
Or you can say Asubha Bhavana itself is a Samatha practice.
Whatever. So now let's not bring something from there and clutter our mind. Let's stick to tea. Today I will not have tea. Okay? Nothing to say it is good, nothing to say it is bad, because both are mentally created. There's nothing absolute goodness in tea and absolute badness in tea. There's nothing like that. Tea is a nama and rupa only. There is no tea as such. Fine. If I want to do that vipassana, I need to be in samatha. So how will I get into samatha? Every time I feel like drinking tea, or somebody is drinking tea, or I've gone on the road and somebody is picking tea, I should be watching the breath. It's broken, but still okay. Watch the breath. Few minutes, it will go away. Now investigate the tea. Nama and rupa.
Yeah, I know. And ideally, it is in neuroscience, it is rewiring. Actually, you are not fighting it. You are just watching the breath, but the subject is clear to the mind that this is about drinking tea. So when you just observe the breath, at the back of mind, it knows that this is about what drinking tea. It itself become vipassana. You are not saying not to drink. I will not drink, but mind knows that this watching of breath is on the subject of drinking or not drinking tea. And it itself knows that not drinking tea is good. You are not telling anything, you are just watching the
Exactly.
breath.
Exactly. Now
The
what I can do?
context of the breath is drinking tea or not.
Yeah. So if I say I don't want to watch the girl, it's like saying I want to watch as many girls as possible. Okay. Now, if I can win over tea, I can win over girls also. How? Now, watch the breath. The moment girl comes, the breath will change. The moment tea comes, the breath will change. Watch the breath. Samatha is put. Now you do Vipassana. Automatically it will move into Vipassana, like what Sachin said. Now you will be able to break open 4 components in tea: sugar, milk, tea powder, water. Coming to woman, 30.
Your mind will do that. Your mind will do that because the moment you watch the breath, na, your mind suddenly becomes, it brings all that.
Yes, it brings it because it knows how it is combined. So it will then bring in 32 parts of the body of a woman. Asubha Bhavana will automatically come. You don't have to bring it from somewhere. It will come. When it comes like a tsunami. It brings in Anupassana straight. And it's cut, totally cut, finished. One shot out.
Yeah. But you get this. See the fun here. Let's say you are seeing the tea and you are observing the breath. If you continue to observe on the breath, then only this will work. Because even watching of the breath, you will get distracted to watching movie now. So mind is powerful here. So
Yes.
from tea, it will take you to movie.
Something
But
to kill the boredom. Yes.
but if you stay with the breath in the moment of tea drinking will drop. It has no other option than dropping the tea.
Yes.
But it has the option of taking you to movie. If you go to movie, this tea exercise is gone.
Yeah, absolutely. See, now what is going to
And
happen?
then immediately it will bring you back to tea.
Yes.
And then you will think that I'm continuously urging for tea. No, you are continuously breaking your samatha.
Yeah. And another thing, like what he rightly put, hold on for a second. So, rightly put by Sachin. Today, I'm watching documentaries, forgetting tea. Some documentaries, so the mind is not forgotten about tea, it is there. Tomorrow also I will be distracting the mind with something else. Day after tomorrow something else. That day after tomorrow something else. And I feel I have won over my addiction of drinking tea. Bullshit. Immediately the mind will say you have to congratulate. Just taste one tea and see how much you have. The taste will be different now.
Even if I am saying this, I am not able to.
Right? And then the moment you put your mouth, the tea comes finished.
This next day victory is the biggest drawback for me. Next day victory, I celebrate by drinking tea.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Okay. So then how to cut it? First samatha, then vipassana. Even though there's nothing separation called samatha and vipassana, samatha itself has another thing called as vipassana, and vipassana itself brings in anupassana. It's not that you have to do something to bring in samatha, something else to bring in vipassana, something else to get into anupassana. No.
Yeah, and that's why sitting meditation will not work in that way. Sitting meditation is just muscle building.
Yes.
But actually, this process, samatha to vipassana to anupassana, has to happen in every context, every situation, again and again.
Exactly. Let's say another simple thing. I get angry. Okay. Anger. What should I do? Anger management. Samatha. Then investigate anger. Then it cuts. Anupassana. Anupassana is the one which cuts. It's the sword which cuts the whole thing. It uproots totally. Right? So without samatha, there can't be anything else. But Samatha is not the end of it. Samatha is the starting point for Vipassana. So, like you said, Aryu, lake, rippled up, till lake, can see the pebbles and this one, that is Vipassana. So now you can see what is underneath. Removing what you don't want is Anupassana. Defilements removal is Anupassana. Lake will remain, but the defilement's gone. In the mind, which is a lake, defilements ended is Arhat. Yes.
And this may be a slightly theoretical question, but any real penetration of Dhamma, let's say, happens during these moments of brief samatha. This is my understanding, right? Because only, let's say, you see the five aggregate and all that. So that's brief moment of samatha you're able to see. But let's say before we even can get to that level, when we keep on hearing Dhamma and all that, does it do no purification at all, or still due to lesser?
There is
lesser
always a penetration. There will be a time when the mind gets stilled. That is, the lake will get stilled even for a moment. That much it will do.
Okay, so let's say a normal people. Let's say I'm like a second week on Dhamma. I'm hearing Dhamma. So when I'm hearing, like, there's moments of samatha happens automatically because the lake
Yeah, I understood now. Actually, when you say that, that is actually Samatha. Otherwise, you will not understand.
See, yes, he's right. You are listening. Your first is hearing. You are hearing. Then there is listening. That means you have brought in intensity of the mind to stick to something. And you get that aha. That is samatha.
Because when you say aha, it is based on the context of all the vichikitsa that you have. Not based on what Vilas is saying. Because he might be saying lot of differently, and his point may have lot of depth. But at the depth that you are, now you say aha. But there are much depth below that. But at the depth you understood, your vichikitsa is gone. So that much rewiring has happened.
I guess my question would be, in that moment of aha, does that have to be perfect samatha or a little bit samatha?
There is nothing called perfect or imperfect samatha. Samatha is samatha.
Okay.
Momentary sometimes.
Tranquility.
That's a very brief moment of samatha.
See, samatha leads to samadhi. Vipassana also leads to samadhi. Anupassana also leads to samadhi, which ultimately is samma samadhi. What's the point? There's no separation as such. But to understand it better, we can put it like that. So we can't say little bit of samatha, more samatha, little bit of this and little bit of that. The moment you do this, Aryu, especially for you, again and again reflect upon viññanam, anidassanam, anantam, sabbatopabam, because the third line talks about that. The moment you start measuring it up, Higa rasa, anuthula, shubha ashubha, you are done, you're gone. Because if you say 25% relief, against what? Against the whole samsara, you're talking 25%. Against your hundreds and thousands of your past lives, you're talking 25%. Or against yesterday's experience, you're talking 25%. I don't know. Neither you know.
Against arhat, it's 25%.
So the basic thing what we need to do when we want to do samatha is not measure. Because nibbana is something which is unconditioned. Measurement is conditioned. You condition it.
Yeah, I understand. The whole point of stay with the passa is that you're not getting into Vedana and all that perception and all that. You're staying with.
In fact, when I understand Arya Akhandik Maggo, the last one is Samatha. And if you go back from Samatha toward that, what is Samma Samadhi? The definition of Samma Samadhi is it is with Sammasati. And if it is what is Sammasati, it is with Samma Vyayama. So if you achieve Samyak Samadhi, Vipassana is going to happen on its own. And to achieve Samma Samadhi, you need Sammasati. To achieve Sammasati, you need Samma Vyayama. To achieve Samma Vyayama, you need that. So go back. So actually, it is not going from this to this, it is going from I need to do Samma Samadhi, so I need Samma Sati. I need Samma Sati, so I need Samma Vyayama. That way, go back.
The Samadhi is the forerunner. It brings
Yes, which
the
is
whole.
there in where? It is there in the Chattarisika Sutta, where he says that Samma Ditti, the forerunner. Why?
Yes.
Why? Because if you don't have the Ditti itself, where is your Samadhi? You can't be in Samadhi.
And the whole purpose of bringing this eight together is to achieve Samma Samadhi. So Samma Samadhi is very important.
So the basic aim, Aryu, is Samadhi is in three parts. The first part is Samatha. Second part is Vipassana, which happens automatically after Samatha. But you need to have an intention that I want to investigate. And that's it. It's automatic. Just like before sleeping, you make up your mind tomorrow at 4 o'clock, I need to wake up. It will wake up. And do you do anything to wake up? No, you will not. It will automatically wake up.
After hearing Sachin's audio, even after it played, I said I want to wake up 5:30 instead, but now it's waking me up all the time at 4 something. I cannot even not wake up at 4. it keeps on waking me up at 4.
Right.
Yeah, even in Jagaryan Yoga, it is clearly said that you have that in mind. It's called samsanni, right? And then you sleep.
Yep. So you don't have to do anything to the mind. Mind knows all. Manopubbangama dhamma. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, what is Mano?
Mind is the forerunner of everything.
Okay, got it. Okay, yeah, my question is, since you said by listening to Dhamma, you can get into these samatha state where you get penetration, why do you say that, let's say the Sri Lankan way of just listening doesn't work? I guess it's too limited, right? Because you only get brief
See,
moments.
the Sri Lankan way, the Burmese way, the Thai way, this way, that way is for Sotapan.
But you said by listening, you can get into the samatha where you can, I guess, penetration.
Yes, that's correct. At that point, he has a samatha, so he will break into the three fetters, so he becomes Sotapanna.
You will understand if you are lucky. Understand that there is a luck factor.
Yeah. It definitely.
You may say I understood, but it may be a surface level understanding. So you will always stay there. If you listen to that with samatha practice, your understanding will deepen.
But why by listening you cannot keep on going to Sakadagami and all that? Because it keep on happening little by little.
It's like somebody asking, why sitting meditation will not take me to Arhat? Because it should be a 24/7 effort. In the same way, you can't be listening 24/7. You have to be do something.
Okay. Got it.
Listening, Sota.
I also think that someone who might have done a lot of samatha practice in past life, now he just listens. Because samadhi is natural to him.
See, the thing is like this. Tripod. Sati Samadhi Panya. Astila Samadhi Panya. That tripod. There's another tripod, which is Samathā, Vipassana Anupassana. Right. Now, some people, or most of the people, will have Samatha. Need not be Buddhist or who. Doesn't matter. They have Samatha. Samatha is common. Vipassana and Anupassana is particular to Buddha teaching. It's not there in any other tradition. To do Anupassana and Vipassana, you can't be listening all the time to some bhikkhu or some video or this or that and The mind is now distracted with this information, that information, that information. That now you start evaluating, this teacher is good or that teacher is good. Now that teaching is good or this teaching is good. Now should I follow this or should I follow that? Should I? So that means your mind is started moving in all directions, not able to fix itself in one.
Yeah, that's why
That
we also started with this five faculty balancing, right? Sometimes we practice that, and he also written an article on that.
Yes, sir. You
yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, there's of course if you got to debate and it doesn't work, but these people in Sri Lanka they would listen to their whoever master for 8 hours, let's say for that day. So for that 8 hours, maybe he's getting
No,
let's
he's
say what
getting only information. See, there are four things which happen. First, listening. First, hearing. Second, listening. Third one is comprehending. Fourth one is experience. Hearing, listening, comprehending, experiencing. 99% it will only remain in pariyatti, learning. Patipatti, what's the practice? How are you putting that into practice? What I'm doing is early in the morning, I again sit and listen to another set of discourse now, not the same one. Can I listen to the same one again? Same subject. Can I listen? No. Mind will not allow that to happen. It will want something new. So today I will start with some other sutta. Day after tomorrow, another sutta. That day after tomorrow, another sutta. That day after tomorrow, another sutta. So this sutta, that sutta, that sutta, that sutta, I have covered the entire Anguttara Nikaya. Now I'll feel what is there in Majjhima Nikaya. I want to know. Okay, Majjhima Nikaya. Then Sanyukta Nikaya. Then Dhiga Nikaya. Then Khuddaka. Then Sutta Nipata. Now all that is done. Hey, I want to learn Abhidhamma. There is something there. Okay, Abhidhamma. Then what? Then it's done. Then Vinaya. Right? So wait. Now I've learned so much. Right? Now let us say I've understood the entire Tripitaka. I've also done doctorate in Buddha Dhamma. Took an exam, got 99 in each paper, 99. Let's say. Next what? Then I'll say I'll do some translation job from Pali to English, to Pali to French, Pali to German, for Pali to Kannada, Pali to Tamil, Pali to Gujarati, Pali to Punjabi, Pali to this, Pali to that. All coming under Pariyatti only. Right. Now wait. In this, there is little bit of Samathā, almost nil Vipassana, and no Anupassana. I'm becoming more intellectual. If somebody were to ask me, Vilas, explain me Dukkha, I will say in AN this one, that one, and in DN this one, that one, and in MN this one, that one, in SNP this one, that one. Dukkha is defined as. But sir, have you penetrated Dukkha? Yeah, I have penetrated. How? In that sutta, he is told, no, that way I have penetrated. But what have you penetrated? I told you, no, like what he has indicated there. No, that means pariyatti did not have to necessarily lead to patipatti. And patipatti need not have to give you pativeda. These three.
yeah, I think there's probably for someone, especially if they're into them, if they're already so sotapanna or whatever, every new sutta they hear, there will be maybe a little bit of aha moment and like
There
in
would
the
be,
slight,
you see,
like a little bit, yeah. But
I'm
it's
not,
too limited. So you have to take the tool now, do it 24/7, which does not happen. Maybe for that 8 hours, they get 2 minutes of that, but that's too limited to in the grand scheme of
exactly.
things.
See, what happens, I'll tell you. There is a penetration, 100%. No doubt about it. So there is hearing, start hearing, I start keenly listening. to that Bhante, to that Bhikkhu, or to that Thero, or whomever it is, or to that Sayadaw, whatever he is called as, or Ajahn, whatever. These many traditions, well, keenly listen. Like start listening. Ah, understood. Go on. Now, if I listen again, it will not come.
Yeah.
That one time only, that will come. Now you listen
Yes.
again. You again rewind back and listen. That aha which came, you are expecting that aha again. No, it will not come.
Yeah, it may be different point because you can deepen a little bit, but there's limited in that
There's
talk
limited.
itself.
Yes, there's
Yeah,
limited. So basically, listening will bring you to Sotapanna. Once you are in Sotapanna, you have to start putting effort. You have to develop the 5 indriyas. Sati indriya, Saddha indriya, Sati indriya, Virya indriya, Samadhi indriya, Ani indriya. It is up to me, up to you, up to Sachin, up to Shreyas, up to anyone to develop it. That cannot come through hearing. No matter how much I hear.
But even before Sotapanna, you're slowly developing that by hearing.
Absolutely.
Right? That's not
But
I've already.
there is a sutta where Buddha says, only after Sotapanna, one of the indriya will develop. That is Saddha indriya. That's it. Nothing else will be developed. Only in Arhat, all the 5 faculties I can confirm are developed. In Anagami, what is developed? I'll tell you. Samadhi is developed. Panya is not developed. Saddha is developed. Virya is developed. Sati is developed. And Panya is not developed. It's little developed, but not to an extent of an Arhat. He can't penetrate. Yes.
I think when I say, this is my intuition, when I say develop means it will continue through next life also.
Yeah, it can continue as much as it.
Because otherwise, that's why there is a difference between Bala and Indriya, Sati
Correct.
Indriya and Sati Bala.
Correct.
So I think when I say 5 Bala, 5 power, means I have got it that will continue to my next life also.
Yes, absolutely. All the 5 indriyas, 5 balas, satta bojjhanga will continue. In fact, the 37 factors will be continuous. It doesn't mean that if you are not meeting now, it will go away. No, it will continue.
It is not part of brain activity.
No. So, basically, at Sotapanna, if I am a Sotapanna, only Saddha Indriya is developed. Unshakable faith in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and Sila. That's all. Nothing else. Yes, Hari.
Yeah, my understanding of the Indriya and the Bala's relationship is Indriya is more of the tool, right? Let's say you're building your water heater. Now it's very good. But when you start using it to heat up, it builds the Bala, right? So, but if you stop putting effort, it cool down. So
No,
you
it's
have to
not like
keep on.
that. No, it's not like that. Your understanding is wrong. As much as you are developing, that much of the bala of that also will keep on increasing. So if you have a saddha bala, it means saddha indriya is developed. Because you are standing on that bala. Bala means the power, energy, or whatever you want to. Bala is actually on what strength are you standing on? You are saying that I'm standing on the strength of my saddha. I have so much unwavering faith in Buddha Dhamma Sangha that even if Buddha comes and says, it's not my right Dhamma, I will say, I think you're gone mad. Right?
And this is the reason some people becomes arhat just by listening, because they have this faculty very sharp.
Yes. So let's say in many sutta, a Brahmin comes and discusses with Buddha and instantaneously he became an arhat. What it actually happened? Like in the case of Bahya. Let's take that example. Bahya had Saddha Indriya developed. Saddha Bala developed. Satipatthana developed. Sammapadhana developed. Okay? Iddhipada developed. Wait. Satta Bojjhanga developed. He didn't know. Saddha brings in Virya. Energy was there. To hear, Bahya, Dite Mattam, Tam Tena Bahya, Satta Bhaya, like that. He understood. Oh, Satta, Tena, Ubhayam Antare. Got it, sir. How? Satta Virya, Sati. Triangle is fixed, completely done. Only he required a state of samadhi which Buddha brought him up by shaking him up, saying that dhite dhate mattam, sute sute mattam, mute mute mattam, viññate viññate mattam. He was in samadhi instantaneously. So he got panya. Wisdom. Yes.
But this Sattva Indriya, it's developed like before that day he never met Buddha, let's say, right? But his Sattva is not against on Buddha, right? It's
Now,
on
what is Buddha? What is Buddha? First, Buddha is not a person. Number one. Dhamma is the nature. Right? Sangha is those people who know the nature of things. Yam kinchi samudaya dhammam sabbam tam nirodha dhammam is not a definition, is not an innovation or invention from Buddha. It is discovery from the Buddha. So,
If Shraddha wasn't that, he came from so many kilometers. Why?
yeah. So, Hariyu, it's like this. In fact, he went to another teacher and he said that I can't answer to your question. The only person who can answer about your question is Buddha. So you go and talk to him. And hence he walked. Now, that apart, what is Buddha? To know the things as they are, not as they are presented, which will cut the bhava of becoming. Right? Yes, go ahead. Your hand is raised.
Yeah. So I guess even someone like him, even before hearing Buddha Dhamma, let's say, his knowledge of Dhamma is already pretty good, right?
Yes.
Because he understands the nature of things to a very good extent. Just the last little bit, he needs to some kick.
Only thing he couldn't get through his tradition was the panya. Otherwise, he had fixed up everything. That's the reason when these people went and asked Buddha, saying that Bahya is dead, a cow came and gorged him. Can you tell me where he went? Buddha's only two answers there. In fact, the only sutta where he gives a udana on Bahya. Udana means saying on Bahya. Beautiful saying. What he says? Bahya is someone who knew everything. He didn't have to trouble me much. I just have to show him the way. Everything he had.
Which means his panya is also very good, just not in the need some twist.
Yes.
Just need some.
Yeah. Panya means what? The wisdom to unravel things, to stop the becoming. That was not there. Other than that, he had developed everything. So Buddha just had to show him, this is the one. Bahya, do this. Dite dite mattam. Okay. Sute sute mattam. Okay. Mute mute mattam. Okay. He was getting it. Viññate viññate mattam. Oh, got it. No, wait. Now there are two things. This plus this in the middle. I will teach you that.
It's like someone who's not knowing how to cycle and he's struggling very much, and we just say, don't look at the pedal. And he say, now I can cycle.
Yeah, something like that. So he has tried enough, and just this was required. So he says, Ubhayam Antare. Nothing in between. That clicked him. Wow. I sight consciousness. Got it. He understood the mirage nature then and there. And done. See, dhite dhite mattam means what? It's like this. I I by itself has no life. Sight by itself has no life. Consciousness makes this magical illusion of I holding on to the sight. Craving is a seamstress, so it will seam stitch out. Now, when he says dite dite mattam bahya, oh, wait, what did he say? Sight has no life. Yes, it is there only. This is not coming near me. I have no life. Yes, if I turn this way, that way, it has no life. So what is moving this then? Consciousness. Ah, got it. So what's the point in craving? Yes, sir, got it. Hold on. No. Tena, this. Tatta, that. Ubhayam antare. See this. Na tena, na tatta, na ubhayam antare. So the whirlpool is stopped. How? Nama-rupa removed, viññanā removed. So he stopped short of grasping the sight, stopped short of grasping the sound, stopped short of grasping the taste, touch, smell, all the three in mutta. Stop short in grasping the thought. So the burden went down. And that is arhat. So how far I am from there? Not too far away, but yet far away. With this much of experience I'm getting on Samathā, Vipassana, Anupassana, I should be reaching there. But not too far away, but not yet there. Why? Four things are not really established. Number one, am I able to stay in this sutta, mutta, like that all the time? No. There is no agitation, but there is likingness for jhana, even as I speak, which I am not able to let go of. Okay. That is caught on to me. Even while walking, I can be in jhana. It's a beautiful experience. Third one, there is restlessness. And the fourth one, the avijja, that is of this craving nature, still not gone. So it's slowly going, but it's not completely gone. If it goes, I would know defilements have ended. Yes.
Yeah, I have a general question on this kind of experience. It's because sometime when you talk about, let's say, when you get into samatha and you feel the jata, ahita, and all that, you said when you break it forever, it's gone, right? Something like that. Sometimes you said, so apparently some experience is so radical, it completely shatters everything. But sometimes you have to bring the samatha for as long as you can, so it slowly wear off, right? So what's kind of the difference in these kind of, is it different in depth or like...
Not in the width, it's in the depth of how you see things. Like I'll give an example. Like take tea. Today I'm taking tea. I've been drinking tea. It doesn't mean that I was not mindful while drinking tea. But not having tea, what all it will do? What depth it can go? How much craving I have? It's not a sensual craving, but still there would be some craving. That means...
Yeah, so he is not drinking tea, but tea is gone or not is the question.
Is a question.
If tea is not gone, then he need to keep practicing this samatha.
Yeah. So if you ask me a question, then Vilas, isn't it Kamachanda? It looks something, we'll then go somewhere else, right? It's not a question.
And this is very, we can talk to ourselves itself, right? How can someone say defilement is gone, right? See, if tea is gone, will you know that tea is gone or not? Ask yourself. Some will say, yeah, I am not drinking tea, but tea is not gone. So the moment tea is gone, he knows, even we know, right? Tea is gone.
Yes.
Even if you force me to drink tea, I will not drink tea. Or you can say that, right? So tea is gone from you. That way, Arhat knows that defilement is gone.
Another thing, let's say, or argumentative say, tea is gone. Mentally, no tea. But they give tea. Will he not drink? It's a stupid question. He's not drinking in his mind. It is just a physical action. Whatever you give, he will eat and drink. Over. There's nothing like enjoying or suffering with tea. Right. So the nama and rupa are suffering. Actual suffering is nama and rupa. Defilement ended means what? The nama and rupa with viññanā has ended. Meaning the raga, dvesha, moha, which is there in nama-rupa with viññanā, has ended. So if I am able to practice this non-drinking of tea in the mind, if it is completely broken, it can never arise again. Nirodha has happened. So it's called Nirodha Samapatti of tea.
Yeah, so you may drink tea, but you will never ask tea.
See, let's say, Aryu, we again go for one retreat. And in the hotel, everybody orders tea. Vilas, you used to drink tea. Now you have to drink with us. Okay. Vilas, you are not supposed to drink tea. You said you are not drinking tea, right? Okay. Doesn't matter. Just because somebody is not giving tea, I am seeing everybody drinking tea and I am feeling. Then the question comes, isn't that Kamachanda? Now these questions are so delicate that you have to take one or the other absolute term. That's the reason Buddha was very middle. Everybody used to wanted to have an absolute answer. Vilas, tell me. We're into drinking tea? Yes. Didn't you have taste of tea? Yes. Now you have stopped drinking of tea. Correct. Yes. That means you don't taste any longer any tea. Yes. So if I give tea now, that means that you will not be able to taste it.
What are you drinking? What are you drinking? Tea or coffee? You will say tea.
So now what happens? I want to have an absolute answer. You still feeling tea is one side. Not feeling tea is another side. In the Buddha Dhamma, there is middle path. What is middle path? There is nothing to taste. All the taste is appearing in the nama-rupa with viññanā. The nama-rupa paricheda jnana, you cut off that entire thing, the mass of suffering. So it's just a liquid. Now it will have sugar. Yes, it's a sugar. If somebody asks me, hey Vilas, I gave you sugar tea. Yeah, sugar is there. Absolutely. Tea powder is there. Yes, it is there. Milk is there. Yes, it is there. Water is there. It is there. But no tea is there. And the guy will say, don't understand. What did he say? Tea is there or not there? Yes, sir. Let me tell you. Sugar is there. Yes. You also had sugar. I also had sugar. Tea powder is there. You also had tea powder. I also had tea powder. Milk is there. If you have without milk, it's called as black tea. You didn't have milk. I had milk. How did you prepare tea? With water. Water is there, water is there. So where is the tea? That is how Arhat will look. This is how a Puttujana will look.
But when someone says, did you have tea or not? You will say, yes, I had tea.
Better way. So what the Arhat will do is, he will just say, yeah, whatever you think I had, I had. Why? Because there's no point in explaining so much. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just thinking about Sachin's comment about this gone, that gone for me. I don't feel like a normal person without that level of wisdom. You can really tell if something is gone or is it just hidden,
No,
right?
you will automatically get that as soon as you start doing
Now,
this.
see, since you have never had tea, you don't understand. First, if you find you have something you are addicted to, then work hard on it. then you will one day know that it is gone out.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I like milk tea quite a bit, so I know milk tea is very much there. So maybe not tea by itself, but milk tea is there.
No,
Yeah. So if,
at both guy at my home, you never had milk tea also.
But because I'm not that much into it, I like the boba milk tea. I like the boba milk tea. And
Okay, fine.
that's
So see
yeah.
what
so
you
it is
say.
there. That
There,
is,
yeah, maybe.
so you know that depth is there, right, in you.
I know
Yeah.
milk tea. Yeah, I guess milk tea. I guess I like the boba or whatever. Maybe
So
not tea by
what,
itself. Very
yeah,
enticing.
so whatever boba or whatever tea is there with you, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So if you work on it, let's say it is dangerous, and if you work on it, someday you will come to know that it is not there.
So, Aryu, to make things simple, if you are able to break that boba tea or brook bond tea or some other tea, Darjeeling tea or whatever tea in your mind, the defilement ends. Why? Neither you'll have raga for that, or you'll have dosa for that, nor you'll have moha for it. So you know that there is no longer anything called as tea in your mind. Tea outside is there. Whatever that samuchi sacha is going to remain. You are not going to tell the world there is no tea. That will remain. In your mind, the samuchi sacha is becoming paramata sacha. The conventional reality or conceptual reality is erased. In its place, you get to see the actual as things they are rather than as they're presented. The tea is a presentation, but seeing it as sugar, tea, powder, water, and milk is not samuchi sacha, it's paramata sacha. So the tea concept goes away. What remains with you is sugar, milk, water, and tea powder. So then the question comes, where is tea? You had liking for tea, not for these four things. Nobody loves these four things. They like the name, not here. Yes.
I guess I was just thinking in general about akusala dhamma, right? Even though I feel now when I look at my very conscious level, there's no trace of that. Doesn't mean deep inside there's no trigger for that to come. But I guess this is slightly different.
Everything is
And,
the same. Ultimately, everything comes to the same. You just have to investigate. So you require vipassana. And when you do that, you start contemplating on that, it becomes anupassana. So if I take tea as an example, samatha. And whenever the mind says that you need to have drink with us, it's been 3 hours, you are not given me any tea. I think you should have one for today. Just one. One second.
Let's say you are seeing a girl, right? And you come to know that, oh, I'm not supposed to see. So even if you don't see a girl, the girl is there.
yes, yes,
You know that girl is there in you.
yes, 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 yes. But I guess I'm
So
thinking,
what we are talking about, potentiality of seeing girl as a girl again is there. So this
yeah.
potentiality is gone. You will come to know when you will see thousands of women, and someone says, "Did you see women?" At that time, it happened. Oh, I was seeing women.
Because I was thinking something like killing, right? Like whether there's still some very hidden thing about killing a mosquito, I don't know. I cannot. I'm not sensitive enough to be able to tell that. Is what I was thinking. Yeah, because I know I don't normally have that thought, but whether it's some condition it can come that I don't have a way to discern.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So this example of tea is not complete example of development.
Yeah,
Yeah. See, we can take simple things, do it, and then we can
yeah.
take the complex thing like killing and this and stealing and all that, right? See, ultimately, the moment you end up the nama and rupa with viññanā, everything ends.
I know for sure hurting a Buddha is probably entirely gone in me because I don't think I hurt a Buddha.
Right. Okay, so let's end. And It was nice questioning. So, you have any further question, Harry, before we end? So, the practice again, coming back, concluding practice. First, samatha. Look at the contact points anywhere. Then it will take you to investigation by itself. So you'll be able to investigate Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Akasa with Viññanā, that is Dhatu Vibhanga. Or Upavedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Viññanā in the Salayatana. Or you'll be able to do the, sorry, not Salayatana, this is the aggregates, Khanda. Then you can take the, you'll be able to do the 6 ayatanas with 6 objects. Okay. That also will automatically you can do it. That
Yeah,
will,
previous in Bodh Gaya, you say there's a Dhatu way, there's a Layatana, but there's also the aggregates way.
no, that aggregates is there in that
The Salatana, it's
Maharahula Sutta talks about the dhatu and the aggregates, 5 aggregates. In fact, he starts with 5 aggregates. He says that Ajatta Bahida Olarika Sukumahina Panita in Rupa Vedana Sanya Sankhara Viññanā, and our friend Rahula is totally perplexed and he says that I didn't understand. And then Sariputta says that why don't you do Anapanasati, and he gets even more further worked up, and then he goes to the Buddha, and Buddha starts with Dhatu.
I feel like the Khanda is encompassed in the Dhatu and Salatana, right? The first is Rupa, and now the fourth.
So we can do the Khanda, we can do the Dhatu, we can do the Ayatana. So majorly it is Ayatana and Dhatu, what Buddha teaches. If we are able to see this in Anupassana, it cuts off. So that is the meditation. And you will see the dukkha in all. Ultimately, dukkha satya is seen, dukkha samudaya is, nirodha is seen, and dukkha nirodha gamini patipada is seen. Then it will automatically take you to the patisamutpada cycle. Then you're done. Samatha is the key. Result is Anupassana. So the difference between other tradition and Buddha's teaching is, other tradition we get hooked on to the pleasurable feeling of the jhana, and hence the defilements have not ended.
Yes.
Here the defilements have ended.
Because when you're hooked on to one or the other, you cannot say the other one is not there. You have to stay in the middle, and neither are pulling you. No, it's good.
Exactly.
And the brahmacharya will help with the establishing of samadhi.
Even there, brahmacharya, before we follow the brahmacharya practice, we need to have samatha. Then establish and see what is there in this body. That will remove the kamachanda. When the kamachanda goes away, the methuna, or in Sanskrit maithuna, or the sexual intercourse or sexual thought, will automatically dry up. See, the reason I'm seeing a feminine body is not because I don't know what that body is. There is craving of seeing something which I don't have. I want that which I don't have. And she also wants me because she finds me hard. I find her soft. So there is an inclination to touch the soft thing. Right? That's a craving. So the more I fight, the worse it gets. So I need to first have samatha. Then do the vipassana. What is there in the body? Let me understand the feminine body and see from head to toe what is there. Keep on looking at it, and it brings into anupassana, and it breaks. Once it breaks, no more any interest, because samatha will always be there in the background. Foreground is anupassana, behind that is vipassana, And you're in Samatha all the time. So when the girl comes, you're in Samatha. So these three things: Samathā, Vipassana, Anupassana. All right. Good day, and then we'll meet on Monday with something else if you want. Otherwise, we'll skip.
Yeah, we don't have to. We'll see.
We'll see. Okay. All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.